Young and the Restless. Audra's downfall. Holden's ruthless move shocks fans. We're going to talk about how Audra loses everything, and how that could give Holden the opportunity he has been waiting for. Alright, so this week, Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron, sees Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, pushing Audra away after she pulls him into a passionate kiss at society. Claire marches over and demands to know what is going on. Audra says Kyle can't keep his hands off of her. Audra's gall has Kyle furious. Audra is blatantly lying right to Claire's face and spewing all kinds of nonsense, saying Kyle really wants to be with Audra. He's only pretending to want Claire. Basically, Audra is saying that she is spicy and Claire's vanilla, and that's why Kyle is so hot for her. Audra offers some fake sympathy and says she's sorry Claire got mixed up with a guy like Kyle. Meanwhile, he's disgusted. He insists to Claire that the other woman is lying and being awful. Audra tells Claire to believe what she saw with her own two eyes. Well, what Claire saw was Kyle pushing Audra away. After Audra leaves, Claire does seem convinced by Kyle. Then Claire says she knows how to deal with Audra. To me, this is sloppy writing by Josh Griffith. Young and the Restless. Audra Charles vs. Claire Grace. The battle escalates. How would Audra think she can kiss Kyle in public and it not get back to Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic? Does he think women are that dumb? That's my question. He's writing Audra like she's stupid, and as a woman, I just find it insulting. I wish this show had a female head writer. I would love to see Jill Farron-Pechuelpas take over for him. Maybe that's why they have her in there. Hopefully, he's on his way out. So, Claire trots home to the tack house. There's her mom, Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, talking with Nate. Perfect timing. A very annoyed Claire says she has something to tell him. Victoria Newman and Nate Hastings. Secrets unravel. She was just about to call Nate to have a talk. But Victoria can tell what Claire's about to do. That she's about to drop that bombshell on Nate about Audra on Young and the Restless. Victoria interrupts to tell Claire, "Listen, Nate's on his way to Chicago to bury his brother Damian Kane, Jermaine Rivers." So Claire gets the hint and zips it. After Nate leaves, Claire tells Victoria, "Okay, fine, I'll wait to tell Nate what kind of woman he's dating." But she vows that when Nate is back from Chicago, she's going to tell him all about Audra's deal with Victor Newman, Eric Braden, to split Claire and Kyle up and all the shady things she's been doing. And let's be real, Nate is already suspicious about Audra and Victor. She's been lying to Nate's face for months on Young and the Restless, and just lied again when Audra said she was the one who cut Victor out of Vibrante. She's still pretending that her business is going to happen. Victor Newman and Audra. Shocking schemes exposed on Young and the Restless. Audra figures out real quick that she pushed Claire too far because Nate shows up and says, "Oh yeah, I was at Victoria's and Claire came in acting weird and was about to tell me something, but then Victoria stopped her." Of course, Audra knows exactly what Claire was going to tell Nate, but she's playing it cool in front of Nate. When he leaves, Audra says to herself, "Little Miss Claire wants to go to war." War it is. But I don't know if Audra is actually equipped. I think Audra is really underestimating Claire, who was raised by Jordan Howard, Colleen Zenk, who is so much more dangerous and diabolical than Audra could ever dare to be. I think she has no idea who she's playing with. Y&R spoilers. Audra's downfall may be inevitable. Clearly, Audra's furious. She knows Claire is going to spill the beans to Nate. Despite Audra declaring war, what can she do? Of course, she's going to try to get out in front of it. But bottom line, a lot of people saw her flirting with Kyle in France. I don't think Nate is going to believe her over Claire, Victoria, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, and others. Heck, Victor might even tell him, "Oh yeah, I was totally paying her to do this." He doesn't care. He hates Audra. In the end, Audra can't stop Nate from finding out what she did. It's inevitable. Audra talked down to Claire and now Claire is on a mission to blow up Audra's relationship. Just like Audra tried to blow up Claire and Kyle. Only nobody's paying Claire to do it. Her price is revenge. So once Nate is back from Chicago, it's only a matter of time before he finds out. Nate Hastings dumps Audra Charles. Genoa City reacts. From there, I absolutely expect him to dump Audra like a bag of dirty laundry. Not only did she lie repeatedly about covering up the Victor thing, but she was also basically prostituting herself for startup capital. It's skeevy. Nate's not going to like it. They're going to be done. There is about to be nobody in Audra's corner except her BFF Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, and one other person, Holden Novak. As of now, Audra has no money to jumpstart her new business Vibrante. She's got no job to help invest in it. Victor pulled out. He and the other Newmans despise her. The Abbotts hate her for what Audra is doing to Kyle and Claire. Young and the Restless spoilers. The Newmans, Abbotts, and Winters families turn against Audra. The Winters family already didn't like Audra, and once they find out about this Kyle thing, Devin Winters, Brighton James, and Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, will tear into her over hurting Nate and betraying him. Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, might even heap some hate on her because she messed with his nephew Kyle. Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, is no fan of anybody who spends time with Sally Spectra, who Phyllis jealously despises. That leaves Audra with pretty much just Holden and Sally in her corner. Holden Novak and Audra Charles. Unexpected allies? We know Holden has been lurking, wanting, and waiting to get Audra back since the moment he set foot in Genoa City and saw her there. So when Nate inevitably dumps Audra on her lying butt, I think Holden is going to swoop in and comfort her. Even though Audra has been pushing Holden away for quite a while, she may be more receptive after she's desperate and loses Nate and everything else. When Holden first got to town, Audra was living her best life. She and Nate were in a great place, so of course she shunned Holden. Y&R prediction. Can Holden help Audra rebuild? Since then, Audra's gone back to her devious ways because Victor dangled a carrot, and she took a bite. Now karma is coming back to bite Audra. Also, Holden may be on her side because he also has nobody with Damian Kane dead. Holden really only has Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. He's not his friend, that's just his employer. Holden has nobody else in town. He had orders to get close to Mariah Copeland, Cameron Grimes, Chelsea Lawson Newman, Melissa Claire Egan, and Claire. But Chelsea already clocked Holden's bad intent because of her con woman ways. She's going to make sure he can't make inroads or get close to anybody. Holden's next move. Will he partner with Audra? So, Holden's going to need somebody too. Plus, he might be the one person to help her make her Vibrante dream come true. Audra Charles has been a force to be reckoned with on The Young and the Restless. Clever, charming, and ruthless when cornered, she's manipulated her way through Genoa City's business and romantic circles with the skill of a master chess player. But as every power player knows, one wrong move can send even the most cunning schemer crashing down, and Audra is about to learn that lesson the hard way. At the center of her unraveling is Holden, the dark horse no one saw coming. His calm demeanor and piercing intelligence made him appear as just another executive passing through Newman Media's revolving doors. But beneath that composed exterior lay a calculating mind set on revenge, and Audra was his target from the very start. Audra's empire crumbles. It all began when Audra secured her position at Newman Media through a blend of seduction, strategy, and shameless manipulation. She had Nate under her spell, kept Tucker intrigued, and even toyed with Kyle Abbott when it served her goals. For a while, she was unstoppable, until Holden quietly entered the scene. Holden joined Newman Media as a strategic consultant, and his presence was understated. He let Audra believe she was in control, flattering her intelligence and feigning loyalty. She confided in him, shared secrets, and even revealed some of her schemes involving Tucker's takeover attempts. Little did she know, Holden was meticulously recording every conversation, every transaction, every double cross. The bombshell came when Victor Newman, ever the puppet master, received an anonymous report exposing Audra's entire playbook. It detailed how she had undermined Tucker McCall, manipulated Nate Hastings, and sabotaged her own colleagues to climb the corporate ladder. The report's author? None other than Holden, who had spent months gathering evidence under Victor's quiet directive. Victor's cold satisfaction. When Victor summoned Audra to his office, she knew something was off. His voice was too calm, his expression too controlled. She had faced Victor before, she admired him, even feared him, but this time, the glint in his eye told her she was cornered. "Miss Charles," Victor said, his tone low and deliberate, "I warned you not to mistake ambition for loyalty." Audra, ever quick on her feet, tried to play innocent. "Victor, whatever you've heard." But he cut her off with a single thunderous word. "Enough." He handed her the folder Holden had compiled, a damning dossier of lies, betrayals, and corporate espionage. Every email, every transaction, every late-night meeting was documented. "You've been useful," Victor continued, "but you crossed lines even I wouldn't tolerate. Newman Media deserves better than a snake who bites the hand that feeds her. It was in that moment Audra realized who had betrayed her. Holden had been her confidant, her partner in strategy. And now, he was her executioner. Holden's ruthless reveal. Outside Victor's office, Holden waited, perfectly composed. When Audra stormed out, furious and humiliated, he didn't even flinch. She glared at him, her eyes blazing with fury. "You set me up," she hissed. Holden's lips curved into a faint, knowing smile. "You set yourself up, Audra. I just made sure everyone saw the truth." That line, calm, cutting and devastating, sent shockwaves through fans watching the episode. The internet exploded with reactions. Social media lit up with hashtags like #Holden strikes and #Audra's downfall. Some fans applauded Holden for outsmarting Genoa City's most manipulative player. Others were stunned, even heartbroken, that Audra, who had clawed her way up through sheer determination, was finally undone by someone she trusted. But Holden's motives weren't as simple as loyalty to Victor. His connection to Tucker McCall, it turns out, ran deeper than anyone realized. The shocking backstory. In a flashback-heavy episode, viewers learned that Holden's father was once a business partner of Tucker's. Years ago, Tucker allegedly destroyed the man's career and reputation in a ruthless takeover, leaving Holden's family in financial ruin. Holden's entry into Genoa City wasn't random. It was revenge. And Audra? She was Tucker's protégé, his apprentice in deception. Holden saw taking her down as poetic justice. "You learned from the best," he told her coldly, "but you never learned accountability." The revelation left fans stunned. Holden wasn't merely an opportunist. He was a vengeful strategist whose patience paid off. While Audra prided herself on playing the long game, Holden had mastered it. Audra's desperate counterattack. But if there's one thing fans know about Audra Charles, it's that she doesn't go down without a fight. Stripped of her position and publicly disgraced, she retreated into the shadows of Genoa City, but not to lick her wounds. Instead, she began plotting her comeback. Audra started digging into Holden's past, using her contacts in London and Los Angeles to uncover his secrets. She discovered that Holden had falsified parts of his resume and had once been linked to a corporate scandal overseas, one that could destroy his newfound credibility. In a tense cliffhanger scene, Audra confronted Holden at Society. The two exchanged venomous words over martinis, the tension between them electric and dangerous. "You think you've won?" Audra whispered, her voice low but shaking with rage. "You just made the biggest mistake of your life." Holden smirked. "You said that to Tucker too. How'd that work out for you?" The screen faded to black as Audra's hand clenched around her glass, the faintest crack forming near her fingers. Viewers were left wondering, was it just anger, or the start of a new war? What comes next? According to behind-the-scenes buzz, this storyline is only the beginning. Holden's true identity might be tied to another powerful Genoa City family, and Audra's counterscheme could expose a hidden connection between him and Victor. Rumors also hint that Nate might re-enter Audra's orbit, torn between lingering feelings and moral conflict. Meanwhile, Tucker, furious that Holden targeted one of his own, may return to the fold to reclaim control and exact his own form of revenge. The real question fans are asking, will Audra rise again? Given her history, it's hard to imagine her staying down for long. She's too resourceful, too calculating, and too proud to let Holden, or Victor, have the final word. Whether she chooses redemption or revenge, one thing is certain. Her next move will be explosive. Conclusion. The Queen may fall, but she always returns. Audra Charles's downfall is one of the young and the restless most dramatic turns in recent memory. From the icy betrayal by Holden to Victor's cold dismissal, it's a storyline rich with tension, deceit, and poetic irony. Fans may love to hate Audra, but there's no denying she's one of the show's most magnetic figures. Holden's ruthless precision might have won him the round, but in Genoa City, the game never truly ends. And if there's one truth The Young and the Restless has taught its viewers over the decades, it's that power players like Audra never stay down for long.